Screencast 24, Introduction to Shared Components and SharedComponentsSRS. Do you remember a long time ago I added this shared library? That was something that existed in the AOT, and I brought it in the project. You may not remember how I did it, but my point was I didn't create it myself. It came out of the box with AX2009. There are two other libraries you'll see in the AOT that exist, and I just want to introduce you to them so you see what they do and how they're used. In my screencast, I won't use them. I don't plan on using them, but I want you to see what's there because we're going to replicate some of the functionality. So, how I got shared library and how I'm going to get these to you new ones are file, add, existing project from Dynamics AX, and the first one is shared components. I'll go ahead and add that. And I'd already previously added it, so it's just asking me to override some files. So I'll say yes to all, not a problem. And you probably wouldn't get that the first time you tried it. Oops. File, add, existing project from Dynamics AX, and it's shared components SRS. There's another one, shared components compliance. I'll leave it alone. So what is in shared components? You can see there are two template styles. Fine, we'll just ignore those. What's interesting is what's in business logic. You see all these labels. We'll cover labels and localization in a future session. Let's take a look though at the actual C# code. What is in there? There's some constants, right, that are used by some of these SCM reports. There's this enum wrapper, right? Won't really be using that. They have some helper methods. Let's take a look. Let's see what's there. Common public helpers, like a get localized string from a label ID, get value range, get AX enum, right? So these are some utility functions for the SCM reports. Let's minimize these and go to shared components SRS. There are no templates in there. There's just some code, and there's fim constants, right? Just a bunch of constant strings, basically. And then fim common helper. These are the fim reports, obviously. And there's some. Hey, let me close this and move this over a bit. See this get data table function? It's very similar to something I wrote in a previous screencast, right? It just takes a query name and does the AXQuery.execute query on it. And then here's something. There's a get parameter data table. It takes a query and then builds a data table based on the ranges. Interesting. And then this is again get AX enum, which takes an enum name and gets back the values, the symbols, and the labels. We're going to rebuild this method in a future screencast. So, and the reason I want to do that, I want to show you very clearly how to do it. Okay, so these are the shared components, and there's another one, shared components compliance, which I just ignored. It's useful for you to look through those and see how they're used, but I'm going to cover them. We're going to build our own library, because again, it's very important you know how to do this for yourself and not just rely on what's already built for you. So I will go ahead and remove these from the project. Shared components, remove. And then let's go ahead and just build to make sure nothing weird happened as a result of all that. Okay, build succeeded, and we're good. Okay, next time what we're going to do is we're going to create an instant data method. And that's where I actually showed you the getAXEnum method in the shared components libraries. We're going to build our own equivalent of that in our next screencast. Okay, see you next time.